Hey. Welcome in, my cakers. How are y'all doing today? Today is challenge mode here in South Park. Phone Destroyer. We get that mystical challenge today. Mystical theme cards have increased stats. Now, that is very vague here, but I believe in the developer update it said that we get 30% plus to attack and health with those mystical cards. Um, You can see I got 2 losses so far in this challenge. I was trying to run a complete full mystical deck at first, and then I experimented with a few, variations of cards in a full mystical deck, and I have since decided to not run a full mystical deck at this particular point in time, and we might re-explore that later through the afternoon. So we've added a few cards to the kind of the original deck, if you will, I guess. I don't know. There was never really an original deck, but we've added a few new color cards to the deck, and we're giving it a run from there. So we started out, I believe I started out 2-0, and then I cranked down with a loss, a draw, and then that's when I decided it was going to be time to change up that deck a little bit. 2 losses in a row, 2 draws in a row. Something's not right. So we got Pockley 12 from the Casa. Let's see what we could do against this fella. He's probably going to be a nice standard meta player. He'll be on point and know exactly what cards to put down and what cards not to put down. So we see he's going to invest a little bit into the adventure theme. We'll go ahead and let him do that. Get these cards over onto my side of the field right quick. Got a Douglas coming up the gut. And we're going to try and put a stop to that Dougie. It's a freeze Dougie, so we're not going to be able to do that as the dog poo catches the bar. We got to be more attentive to those Dougies in this challenge because they are definitely out there, cakers. I've lost about 13 bars to Dougies so far in this run through. And I think that's an exaggeration, but I've definitely lost a few bars to some Dougies. We were forward heavy on our energy, trying to get those units up to that NK. And then, of course, here comes Dougie into the mix. You don't know who's going to hit who. So you try to get that Dougie if you can, like you saw back there. But he was too deep into that mix of people for my little fat finger to make it work out the correct way. So we're going to go ahead and hally up these units right quick. We'll let them tack on that bar one more time. You see the mind control come out for the token there. We'll allow that to happen for right now, because that Maxi can take a beating, and if he falls down, we got that Pope Tima. So we'll say good game, and well played to my opponent. That was a fun time, friend. Those Dougies out the back door, they're going to be dangerous today. I asked a few friends earlier this morning what they thought about putting a Dougie in this challenge, and a lot of them were saying, one shots by assassins, which is kind of true. But that Dougie is a bit OP, and I don't know. If you get him up to that new kid at the right time, you might be able to snap off a bar or three. Well, not three. Come on now. Let's not give ourselves too much credit, but you could snap off a bar or two with that little Dougie, especially if you hallelujah at the right time, or maybe you want to run some of them red cards and shield them up. I don't know. It's up to y'all. My cakers, today we are going to run through this challenge several different times. I'm going to mess around with a few different decks because in a challenge like this it becomes pretty easy to fall behind in energy, but it also becomes pretty easy to find that sweet, rock and roll a deck that's just going to give you the best chance to get the highest score, the best chance to get, them 12 packs, really. That's what I'm on about, my cakers. I really just want those 12 packs. I mean, it's nice to get high scores on that leaderboard, but those 12 packs at 50k buy-in and 12 packs at, free on the first time around, if you can get it, my goodness, it's a lovely thing. So we see Maxi there getting his enraged heal on, or his whatever you want to call it heal on. So all my people in the background there getting stepped up just a little bit more. And then, of course, now he's up there at that NK. I'm going to definitely say Priest Maxi is going to be the MVP of this challenge. You can get your Priest Maxi up there quite a bit quicker than your opponent can get their Priest Maxi up there. Just keep in mind, you're going to use that clear card on a Priest Maxi. They're probably running Pope Timmy today. So you might want to have some excessive energy in the background there for that Pope Timmy as well. Good game, bud. Well played. So, I don't know. And this week is going to be just kind of pick your poison on those green cards. You know, again, Priest Maxi is definitely going to be the top Jonesy there. If you can level him up to challenge mode and, get him on the field, utilize that Pope Timmy, you're going to do all right. So we're going to open it up and get these packs first. We're going to see what kind of juicy stuff falls into the packs. I got to get some breakfast in me, man. I'm missing those calories, cakers. We need to go get some pancakes or some French toast. Maybe some eggs and bacon or something. I know I need at least 2 cups of coffee. I haven't had a cup of coffee in probably a year and a half, and today is the day. It is cold and windy and rainy outside. We're going to coffee or hot chocolate it up for show. So we're going to get 750 coins again with the 50 cash buy-in. To me, just getting the coins is worth it. But the rest of the stuff that you get along the way, the materials, of course, and then cards, oh my goodness. Y'all saw a couple different times in the last few weeks. I drew legendary cards out of these packs. Like, what? You're getting Medusa Bebes out of these packs sometimes, y'all. And, I just got 2 Medusa Bebe. We got a third one, I believe it was. What was my third one? My third one, I believe, was Witch Doctor Token, I believe, out of a challenge pack. I'm up to 3. I don't know. I have a short little list somewhere because I'm weird like that, and I keep short little lists of things like that. But I don't remember where I put it. So that's the downside to making all them short little lists. You got to go find them again. So my cakers, here we getting into them materials. See them different colors all stacking up. Of course, as you get deeper into the packs, those materials add up inside of the packs. You start out pretty low up there towards the top, but when you get back here towards the end, you see high materials, and then you of course see a lot more people falling out of these packs. So we got a few more people packs here to open up. Nothing too cray-cray to write home about, but we're still happy to see all them cards stacking up. The last coin pack, and then we'll jump right back into people here 2 more times. This is where the juicy stuff is at. This is where that sweet, sweet honey falls. So, Prophet Dougie, I don't know, use him and abuse him today if y'all want to, kickers. He's got a little bit of extra spit behind that staff, and just keep in mind, like I was mentioning, those assassins, pretty tough, them little green assassins today. So, that little Dougie is not going to be as easily up to that new kid as you want it to be. But I did see some green Dougie followed by a red Dougie, and then I saw some green Dougie followed by an orange Dougie. There was a lot of Dougie today out there, kickers. So just be careful of them Dougies. Be mindful of those Dougies. But get out there, build you a nice little deck. Have you some fun. We get in that program stand, and you see we're only 49 copies away from that program stand, my cake family. Let's jump over into the deck territory just for a moment so we can showcase what kind of fun stuff this deck features today. Of course, the challenge is mystical cards are getting that bump. So again, I assume and I believe from the developer challenge, or from the developer update rather, it was 30% boost to health and 30% boost to attack. So we start off here with a 4-cost energy deck. I know that seems high, but when you're running and building behind a maxi tank, and when you got a Pope Timmy sitting in there, it kind of throws the numbers off a little bit, makes it seem like it's more costly than it really is. We start off here with Butters up there in the corner, the bellboy choir, Mr. Butters. 2-drop, and again plus 30 on the attack, the defense on all the green, or on the attack and health rather, on all the green cards you see here. So Bellboy Butters getting it done. that energy staff really kind of slows it down. You're not going to get a super high score in challenge mode if you are running energy staff and stall decks that take you like 2 or 2.5 minutes to win with. You're definitely not going to get a top score. But bear in mind, top scores are great here, but those rewards are not nearly as awesome as the rewards you can grab running through and grabbing 12 packs, so build a solid decent deck and get out there and give it your best, my cake family, and you'll do all right. So we got that energy staff to slow it down, and of course to add up with these mystical cards that we could pair off like that Hermes Keeney and get the extra boosts with. And then again, when you're in that last minute of challenge mode, or when you go to that 3 minute overtime, my goodness, that energy staff is going to serve its purpose during those segments of time much better than it will by stalling out at the beginning of the game. But, if you got that energy staff in hand, you want the opponent to march to your side, throw it up there in the corner. Let that opponent start marching while you're gaining that energy. You got that hallelujah to heal up the units after they get out there. They might get onto that new kid, rack off one of the explosions from smacking a bar down, and then you want to add a little bit more health to them. You throw out that hallelujah, and you get that big old core amount of health back into them. Work in a regen there if you want to, and start it off early so that regen counts up fast. I'm telling you, pairing regen right now, hallelujah, Friar Jimmy, Maxi, pick your poison, but more than one gain on health in your deck right now is going to be super beneficial to you. I wouldn't overdo it, but more than one gain. So like I say, pick a Maxi, pick a regen, pick a Maxi, pick pick a hallelujah, pick a Friar Jimmy to stand there next to him. Go with two. I would recommend a spell, and then of course Maxi himself. So you got that Medusa Bebe. She sits low at level 1 in a challenge, but she's got the extra power, she's got the extra health, and she is making snakes all day long. You got that Unholy Combustion because everybody's going to be running Priest Maxi today. So time that out appropriately. Make sure you got them down on the ropes, so that way if they don't have enough time to burn up that 6 energy again and put him and a Pope Timmy out. Use that Unholy Combustion when you've got your opponent at low energy on that Maxi. Even if that Maxi has to walk a little bit across the field and start getting a little closer than you want him to. Clear out that Maxi when a Pope Timmy can't be dropped immediately after. We added Bounty Hunter Kyle. I started off with Ninju, but he, for me, is too situational. You drop him one time, he gets a great boost to everybody, which is fantastic. But it lacks having range defense in an area where you might want some range defense at, because you got to wait, and put him down, provisionally you have to put him down last. You want as many cards on the field as you can have, or key cards out on the field at the very least to get those energy boosts. And for me, at 4 cost, I decided to drop him out, and that's when I started adding new colors. We put in the Bounty Hunter Kyle. Again, he's additional heals. That's my 3rd heal card, but he's also primarily there to give those attack boosts as he, whacks away into those tanks, or just, shoots whoever it is Kale's going to shoot at. You got that Priest Maxi down there in the bottom corner again, MVP. He is the tank. He's the one who's healing everybody. He is the one who is getting up to the new kid with the plus 30% and just crashing bars all day long. You got the Witch Doctor Broken again. That's a level 1 legendary out here in challenge mode, but with those increased stats, how many times have I said increased stats? Probably 30. With those increased stats, he definitely puts in some additional work that you'd like to see. And then of course, suck that life out of people, heal them up again, and keep them marching. That Youth Pastor Craig, I don't know, I'd almost say he's secondary MVP here, because you definitely don't want people using that clear card on your Priest Maxi, especially when you're in the middle of that march and he's your kingpin to it. You really want to make sure that Maxi's going to be protected. And getting that Youth Pastor Craig out there on the field is going to help prevent that opponent from using an immediate clear card on that Maxi. Keep in mind, you can get that Youth Pastor Craig cycled back into your hand again before his aura is going to be gone from the previous time you dropped him. That does not stack. It might glitch and make that little purple circle stay over there all day long, but your opponent will just be using spells left and right. So keep in mind it doesn't stack. You got to wait for it to fade off and then utilize it again. So Youth Pastor Craig, definitely the secondary kingpin here. Pope Timmy reviving that Priest Maxi, bringing them key cards back onto the field, and just keeping you marching forward and keeping that opponent from getting to your new kid. That Hermes Keeney, he's always paired up with that energy staff. If I'm using that energy staff, he's got that secondary energy boost gain on his Death Wish, and then you pair that up with that energy staff, and boy, 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 that energy just grows and grows so quickly. Especially if your opponent is rushing to your side of the field with their wall, you can drop that little combo right there, and then just up to 10 energy you are in just a few moments, and dropping cards. And because that energy staff is still working even after the Kinney expiration time, it's still giving you double energy. So now you're able to stack cards behind those few you dropped very quickly, overwhelm that opponent wall, and push forward. And of course, you see that mind control. Screw you, Dougie. I'm going to mind control you today as many times as I can. And I might cave in and use a Dougie. I don't know. It depends on how many times I get beat down by a Dougie today. But that's what the mind control is in there for. I'm not using it for any other card. If it sits there dead in my hand, my opponent doesn't run Dougies, hey, I'm just going to rotate my 11 other cards that much quicker. If it sits there in my hand and I have to wait for your surprise Dougie, I'm going to hang on to it, and I'm going to shoot your Dougie in the face with it, and I'm going to go take your bar. So hopefully you got a secondary mind control setup in your deck as well, so you can help take care of that from my side of the field. To all my cakers out there, that's the quick deck. Again, we're going to look around, maybe do some more exploration with some cards. We're going to try to get up in there and get 12 more packs open today. At least 15, maybe 20 more times. I don't know. 1980 on the greenbacks right now. And we still got plenty of Google survey dollars, so we might give it a few runs. But to my cakers out there that are new, lock into that subscribe button and that little bell button if it's your thing. You want to come back, hang out with Rusty Horse some more. I appreciate it if you do. To everybody else, who's here, hit that like button if you enjoyed the content today. I hope y'all do very well with the deck or a variational setup of it somehow. Get them high scores, get them 12 packs of juicy nectar. To my cakers, keep caking, keep smoking. We'll definitely see you on the flip side. Don't forget to bring your towel next time. After breakfast, we're going to have a towel, cakers. Remember, always peace, 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 peace.